There was a landmark ruling in the Federal Court of Australia last week in which Justice Robert Bromwich determined that sex is changeable and non-binary. It's a huge ruling and a precedent in Australian law. Justice Bromwich was deciding whether the Sex Discrimination Act could be used against a company called Giggle for Girls that had an app that was for women only and were blocking trans women, men who believe they are women, from using it. A trans woman by the name of Roxy Tickle had made a complaint to the Australian Sex Discrimination Commissioner in the Australian Human Rights Commission. We have so many lovely excessive bureaucrats protecting our rights, don't we? Roxy complained after being banned from the Giggle app. Giggle had to go to conciliation, but they stood their ground, so it went to court. And now we have a precedent that will forever be known and taught in law schools as Giggle versus Tickle. The laws of our land are not made in the courts totally. They are interpreted in the courts and ruled on whether they are constitutional or not in the courts. But the laws are made by politicians in our parliaments, our representatives of us, the people. So Justice Bromwich was just interpreting the Sex Discrimination Act, which was changed in 2013 by the Gillard government to add in that gender was non-binary. Tony Abbott became Prime Minister later that year and reversed that change. Oh, no. Wait, sorry, no, he didn't reverse that change. Gee, wow, okay. Neither did Turnbull or ScoMo. Okay, oh well. Anyway, that's it, ladies. No private spaces for you. No app for women only. Will Peter Dutton declare that he will change the act now? Given the amount of opposition in the community to the idea that men can be women, you'd think the opposition would be an opposition on this one. Or are we really a uni-party nation? We spoke to the founder of Giggle for Girls, Sal Grover, at length late last year on The Other Side, and we've reposted that interview on our channel this week. You'll find it in the segments playlist. We have two playlists on our channel, full weekly shows and segments, so you can watch the way that you want to watch. So do check that out. Sal tells the whole story from beginning to end. The message for young budding entrepreneurs in Australia: don't bother. Big Brother and bureaucrats will drive you nuts if you try to start a business in this country. In other news this week, the Northern Territory has a new Chief Minister after the Labor Party got absolutely smacked down in the election last weekend. They lost 9 of their 14 seats in the 25-seat parliament, so they're now down to just 5 seats. The Country Liberal Party held on to all 7 seats that it had before the election, then more than doubled that to reach a majority of 16 at least. It could end up being as high as 18. It'll probably end up being about 17 out of 25 though. So that's a resounding win in anyone's language. And it sends a big signal to both the major parties, because the candidate and now the Chief Minister of the Northern Territory, the Country Liberal Party leader, Leah Finocchiaro, was strong and loud and tough on crime. She ran the opposite of the small target election approach that the Liberals have run everywhere else in Australia, which has put them in opposition in every mainland state and federally. Next up, election-wise, is Queensland, where the Liberal National Party opposition leader, David Crisafulli, has been adopting not just a small target strategy lately, but a complete invisibility strategy, it seems. Bring on the uni-party. Meanwhile, the Premier of Queensland, Stephen Miles, continues to willingly and effectively distance himself from Anastasia Palaszczuk, the previous unpopular Premier. They did a lovely little double act of public separation this week that looked a little bit planned to me, possibly. Palaszczuk did a rare public appearance in Brisbane, which Miles did not attend, and Palaszczuk refused to endorse Miles when she was asked to by the media or make any comment. Miles, meanwhile, was 1,600 kilometres away in Cairns at another event. Could you get any further? Not a bad bit of political theatre if you're trying to say, we are not the same, to the electorate. Miles is also building his profile quite well among young voters on social media. So it could be time for Mr. Crisafulli to discard the small target strategy, or he could end up losing the unlosable election. Differentiation is the key to marketing a new product, kiddies. Give us a uni-party and we'll just stick with the guy we've got. No need to risk any change. Private internet access is terrific. With all the big government clampdown on online speech lately, you are taking a big risk if you don't have a VPN. That's a virtual private network. And it blocks spying eyes in big government or big corporate from seeing your IP address and hacking into your data. Now, it's super easy and cheap to set it up. It's not technical, even I could do it. And even if you already have a VPN, you should consider switching to these guys, because since I have had zero reduction in my internet speeds, which was a bit of a problem with the one I was using before. And I don't even have to think about this one. It's just on automatically whenever I turn on my computer. And even better news is that the other side has secured a special deal for you, which will get you set up for 83% off the usual price and with 4 months free. And get this, that brings the price down to less than $3 a month. It is absolutely amazing. So jump on it now, sign up to our special deal and help support us by supporting our sponsors. piavpn.com/otherside. piavpn.com/otherside. If you like that clip, there's more where that came from in our full show, The Other Side. You can watch it right here, the latest episode. And please subscribe to our channel by pressing the subscribe button right here or down here. And remember to click that notification bell too. It all helps. Join us and become part of The Other Side.